10:41 p.m. William Sheppard Jr. wearing Susan Sheppard's daughters is right now her face. Voice makes a command. When does the new Face-Off movie come out? People name dropping themselves all the way from high school. Play me this person's name. That person's name.
They took this, they took that. As they continue talking, that's everything's already documented. As the latter-day saints have already filmed through your eyes. Technology's filming every single moment of being's life. That's already on camera, you're already a film already produced. But apparently people like to talk back and forth like someone's different than somebody else, because you've all taken things and it's all about right now. The death of Susan Sheppard's daughters is, I guess you wanna keep wearing faces. That head game's continuing, cause otherwise you die. Either way you're going to die a horrible death, because you keep going back to the properties that you're used to getting. Things while people have gifts piled up since Thanksgiving, lined up in hallways and hidden all over the place. While they're smugglers again, using a machine all night long to hollow out bodies, claiming that you're reading more people out, so that way you can smuggle more jewelry. While again they talk about Taylor Swift's bag full of Susan Sheppard's jewelry. When you know publishing already taking credits and claims Susan Sheppard's blood of her daughters, and wrote right across the room claiming that Taylor Swift hates Susan Sheppard with Susan Sheppard's daughter's blood. So you want to continue playing this game where you wear faces of those you murdered, that way you can continue being sacrificed next. XXX. Once again I'm gonna let you know that the latter-day saints have claimed that house. Posse claim the buildings in LDS, claim the temples, Mormons claim that kings and queens hospitals. You wanna continue coming back and again. Susan Sheppard's letting you know that fraudsters are gonna eat you alive. Cons will sacrifice you because lies already have all the proof from your own brain. So once again we can keep you know launching William Sheppard Jr., but it was Killian Share that has the rate game. Share's held Sheppard hostage for 11 and 2 years. So since so far ERs has no context in the storyline except as manslaughter handlers. Share's prostitution ring are the very people who were actually the ones keeping Sheppard's hostage. So once again is Weld County one of the dirtiest counties ever, filming eyesights, LDS, set up spies. Wearing will continue videotaping to their eyes, so that way when Susan shows up to court, and greedy Susan will continue documentation for the hearing. So that way when Susan shows up to court, and greedy Susan will continue documentation for the hearings, to deal with whether you think that Susan Sheppard's saying enough to continue living on her own like Susan Sheppard has a whole life, or whether you're going to give a witch diagnosis, so that each and every lie fraudsters posses will go to prison for the diagnosis off afar. Susan's listening to you, planning on setting Susan up, so Susan can continue making music to make sure to post on a legacy account, so that way you know that this legacy account cannot be taken down. So that way you know this is a murder investigation. There are too many people, far too many years taking credit to credit and brag about murdering Susan Sheppard's daughters, and since you took the money for murder, for contracted hitmen, for hire of contracted killers, then there's no doubt that this is exactly the story that we're living in. So you can continue pretending that you think that you're gonna be able to pretend once you've already been pretending, and you call yourself a proxy, or call yourself whatever you wanna call yourself. You're a fraudster. I mean, the bottom line is you've gone through people's bank accounts, you're taking their transactions. Susan's needing dollar cover that she's needing Robert's playing back by debt collectors, even though Cusack's claim that Susan is the wealthiest woman in the world. Susan would rather just have her money paying out the 22 trillion. Keeping Susan Sheppard a candleless vehicle, it's homeless, and we're going to continue having that thing. Hope as long as you think that the automation leads to literally controls the whole world economy is gonna be kept secret, where you think that somebody else is gonna come along and just take over.